And we are
Good
live.
evening, ladies.
Hello.
How are y'all
Hello.
doing?
We
Fantastic.
are
Blessed by the best.
Of
all
course
of
we
that.
are.
Absolutely.
And let's see if we have any on here just yet. I don't think we do quite yet. They may come in and they may be there and we just don't see them. But in
We
nonetheless, hey, we are here and we are blessed. And as y'all can see, tonight we have a special guest that is joining us tonight. My bestie, Ebony Granger. Welcome,
Yay.
Ebony.
Thank you. I'm
And
glad to be here.
thank you so very much for joining us. But before we go any further, we're gonna let Lady KC do an awesome prayer for us so that we can melt into this moment.
absolutely. But before we get started, let's see if we can get a little something that we had tried to go on a little bit earlier today. And let's see how that's going to run for us at this moment right before we get started. And let me know if you hear anything. And if you don't hear anything, that's fine. We are definitely still on our test trials. Don't hear anything yet?
Yeah.
You do? You hear me?
Yeah.
You reached for the stars, fell on the moon. Life ain't been crystal stairs, never silver spoon. But we'll keep on reaching up high. Till we can't reach no more, till we touch the sky. And we'll keep on
Karen, do you want to let them know who that is?
praying for you until we
I was
make it
speaking.
through.
My nephew is on here. I don't know
Can
if
you
y'all
hear that,
can
Miss
hear the music or
Ebony?
not.
Yes.
Background.
Beautiful.
I know we can hear the background. Rick, can you hear the music?
Can you hear the beat?
Survive. Be
Oh, I
strong.
love that song.
Me too. The meaning. Oh my goodness.
Richard, let us know if you can hear it, babe. That's my nephew, Richard, y'all. Retired senior chief USA.
Like a child being born. Thought of it all. The look in your eyes. The ways
JC, what's up?
show strength
And
inside.
Hey, JC.
Keep on
Let me know
searching.
if y'all hear the music.
Searching for sure. Until we reach our
It's by
goal. Till we
Nelson Curry,
find
our
cure.
friend as well.
And I'll keep on
Gracious enough to allow us
for you.
permission to use this
Until
song.
we make it through.
Hey.
Survive, live strong.
Be
We're
strong.
gonna fight this thing together. We're gonna win before too long. Survive, live strong. We're gonna fight this thing together. I'll never let you fight.
Thank you, JC. He can hear it.
See, maybe it's time.
Yes, we are vibing. That's my Kim on making here.
All
Man,
right.
that was sounding
Man.
great.
Thank
I can hear
you.
that song a million times.
Thank you, Nelson Curry.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we definitely wanted to have something special for you, Miss Ebony. So we are about
Thank
ready
you.
to begin and start this awesome show. If everyone will bow their heads. We want to thank you, my friend Jesus. I
Yes, Lord.
thank you for being my friend. And I
Yes,
thank you for
Lord.
carrying the message to our Heavenly Father of how grateful that we are because we can't get to Him without going through you, my friend Jesus. So
Yes,
thank the
Lord.
Heavenly Father for blessing us. We're asking Him to make sure that He cover us in the grace of His mercy as we proceed and try to do things from our heart, from the goodness that can help and honor others that are going through the different types of things that we will be discussing on Karen2Karen. We want to ask you, dear Lord, to open up many blessings and favors for our very special guest, Miss Ebony Grainer, and
Thank you,
all of the
Jesus.
other guests and people that's joining this podcast, dear Lord. We just ask for your most most favorable blessings and pouring into us as we can do what you are charging us to do, to be able to help and assist all the others in all the different topics. And we want to have fun, dear Lord, and we
Yes.
also want to just bring goodness, encouragement, greatness, and blessings to others. These things we ask in your name, Jesus, my
In Jesus'
friend,
name.
the
Yes.
Father. Time we finish the end of this podcast, you're gonna already see how the Holy Spirit is working all on its own. We thank you,
Amen.
Jesus. We thank you, Heavenly Father. We thank you, Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you. Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
Karen, can we get just a little bit more of Nelson's? I mean, that
You sure can. I'll give you as much of it as you
everybody
want.
can hear. Hey, Diana. Hey, Angela. Can y'all hear that music?
Be strong.
We're gonna this thing together.
Absolutely.
Survive.
I'm trying to get me some guns, y'all. I'm trying to get me some.
We're gonna fight this thing together. I'll never let you fight alone.
We're gonna fight through this together. We're gonna win before too long.
Woo!
Yes. Woo!
Retired
Okay, we just
senior
had to get a
chief
little bit
U.S.
more of
says
that
hi,
out
my
the way.
auntie.
Wow. Hello, Richard. Hello. And I'm just going to come back over here and greet some more. Angelia, thank you, girl, for joining us. Diana, hello. Thank you. And
Hey,
my
everybody.
Kimmy Kim, and JC, thank you, King, for joining us. Cassandra, y'all, I can't wait for y'all to meet Cassandra Stewart. That's my new little spiritual sister. She
Amen.
is one of my co-actors. So thank you, saying she has been on every show that we've had so far. And of
All
course, my
right.
nephew Richard, retired senior chief, the first one on here to support his auntie. That's what I'm talking about. Family support.
Woo!
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
Right.
right.
Yeah. I thank you all for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And
Hey,
we're going to
Angelia.
continue on with the show. Now, y'all, we're going to have a ponder punch of the night. Now, the ponder punch of the night is a question that we usually ask you, and you have to ponder on that question. And we're going to get back to it at the end of the night. Now, the ponder punch question of the night is, we're always looking for red flags. We're going to twist this thing around. We don't want any negativity. So, can you name a time or think of a time in a budding relationship that you've had where you saw the green flags, meaning all go, meaning this person is for you? So just ponder on that. And we're going to get back to that question a little bit later at the end of the night. But right now, Lady KC is going to give us the sip of the night.
Woo!
What we sipping on, girl? What we sipping on?
What's up, everybody? Well, we are in the month of August, and it's still hot. So we're still doing summertime. And I am encouraging quenching your thirst basically with water, because that is basically really the best way to quench your thirst in this hot weather, because all these other things we want to drink kind of dehydrates us. So we need to stay
Right.
hydrated, right?
That's
Water.
right. Yep.
But I'm a little, slightly bougie, country bougie. So tonight,
Mmm.
strawberry, pineapple, cold ass water.
That looks delicious.
Okay. That's all
Mmm.
you need.
Thirst
Ooh.
The fruit,
quenching.
my pineapple are so sweet, and the strawberries are so sweet. So once I finish sipping a couple of times, I am able to eat my fresh fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Real simple. Cut
Ah,
up any type of fruit you like, put it in a cute glass, and bring some
Right.
cold water over it. Now, the fruit is frozen though. Ooh, so that means it's going to stay cool.
Yes. So
Even
you
a
don't
couple
well,
need
of
no
I
ice.
said you would be proud of me,
don't need
Lady
any ice.
Casey. You would be proud of
Huh?
me. I actually have pineapple and strawberry in my water, and my water has been infusing since about 4:30.
Mm.
So
See?
refreshing. And if y'all notice the mug that I borrowed from one of my children here, it just simply says, sometimes you forget you are awesome. Every last one of you. So this
Mm.
is a reminder on Karen2Karen that you are all awesome. And thank y'all so much for joining us.
Thank y'all.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, those look so good, ladies.
They
Especially
are
being that it's
delicious.
108 degrees here. We need to keep drinking stuff like that.
Oh, you're
Exactly.
in three-digit weather. Three-digit weather.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It's been like this for
Ah,
weeks.
So, everybody,
wow.
did you get the Ponder Punch question of the night that you can be pondering on? Once again, it's running across there. Can you name a green flag that you've recognized in any budding new relationship that you have had? Um, that flag that says, yes, this person is for me. Yes, this is the one that I want. Yes, this is my boo. Can you think of a time? And we're going to get back to that. So that's why it's Ponder Punch. So you're going to ponder that question. But right now, we're going to slide in with Cooling It with Lady KC.
Whoop, whoop.
Well, we thank you. Thank you, Karen. Well, we already have done the cool drink. That's one way to cool with me. And I want to do a shout out to one of an amazing young lady. Her name is Miss Annie Ahavia. You can find her at Candles with Purpose LLC on Facebook. That's basically how she does her candles. And one of the main things, she does all sorts of things. Candles is with Purpose is just the name of her business, but she does all types of things, fragrances. She does, oh my goodness, the carpet cleaner.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Carpet
smells so
cleaner?
amazing. She does
Ooh.
carpet cleaning. She does washing detergent. She does all sorts of. Oh
Ooh.
my goodness, she's just amazing. If you guys just jump out on Facebook, she's Candle with Purpose LLC. Her name is Miss Annie Havier. Now, I do have to show you one of her candles. This is
Oh,
one of her
dude.
candles, and I've had this candle for a very, very long time. I probably say at least the last couple of years. And
Right.
I haven't even burned them. They smell so good, you don't need to burn them. You
Oh,
just lift this
wow.
lid off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, honey, make you just want to slap the last person made you mad. It smells so good.
Now she's the one that
Does it
made
smell
the
so
what
good?
you ladies remember in February when we were all together for my birthday that Ebony made so special and Karen made so special
Yeah.
by coming. Karen gave me this gift candle set. Is that who made that set, Karen?
Yes, Miss Annie
Oh
Havier.
wow,
Ah.
yes.
LLC.
Love it.
Very, very nice work. But one of the main things that I really do love about her work is everything she makes has its own purpose.
Oh,
She
wow.
has a
Okay.
everything, and she has the messages on her products. When she's Facebook, just go out on Facebook, Candles with Purpose LLC, Miss Annie Haven. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. This smells so good.
Cool.
And I will not
Wow.
like them. I have about three more. I will not like them because
I
they
mean,
just
I
smell
am
so good
looking
by
at mine
themselves.
up there right now, wanting to grab it because you are right, because it had a little saying inside of it. I absolutely
Yes,
love it. So, guys, go
yes.
on to Miss Annie's page right now because I can
Mhm.
testify that it smells so unique. I mean, it's just a
Mm.
hint of fragrance, but it smells so unique. So shout
Mm-hmm.
out to Miss Annie Havier for doing her thing. And please, please, please go over to her page. Check her out. You never know. You may find
Yes.
something that interests you.
You will
Mm-hmm.
definitely interest you. You really, really will. Now, the next thing that we would like to do is pay a contribute to a very awesome R&B artist. His name is Mr. Wendell Brown. Many of you may have heard of Mr. Wendell Brown. He's out of St. Louis, Missouri, which is where I'm from, where I was born. Actually, is where I was born, and he is an awesome R&B artist. He did pass earlier this week on August the 3rd. He was born on June the 19th, 1958, and he is an awesome R&B artist. You guys, some amazing music. He has an amazing Christmas album, and if you guys just get a chance to just go out on Spotify or anywhere, just take a listen to some of his great music. And we just want to lift up St. Louis and also, of course, Mr. Wendell B. Brown's family, all of his fans and loved ones. He's going to be truly missed because he has some very amazing music.
Wow.
Absolutely. May
Prayers
he
going
rest in
up to
peace.
him and
Yep.
his prayers going up to
Yes.
his family.
Mm-hmm.
Kim says she has the same mug. She has this mug right here. Kim, you put wine in yours, girl. Go and tell the truth. I have a little something in mine sometimes. It's just water tonight. It's just water tonight, but I'll have a little something in mine.
Rest in peace, Mr. Wendell Brown.
Yes.
Wendell Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, we have a really night tonight. So we have some interesting things to discuss.
We do, man. Y'all know we got some current events to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Y'all know we
Absolutely,
have some current events to talk about. But first, we want to give a shout out to Miss Ashley Nicole Lewis, daughter of music icon Terry Lewis and Karen White. Hey, another Karen. So congratulations to her on her upcoming nuptials. So
Oh, wow.
congratulations.
Yeah,
I know the
congratulations.
feeling. I
And y'all
have a
remember
child that
Karen
is
White,
married next
don't
month.
you?
So congratulations
Y'all
to
remember
Miss
the artist
Ashley.
Karen White?
Yeah, the singer. Yeah, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Not your superwoman.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey,
I used to
Long
love
Terry.
that
girl,
song.
we should have been playing some of her stuff, but look, we didn't have her permission like we did Nelson's. So, so we
As you
can
can
be
see, you
dipping all
guys,
into her Kool-Aid.
Just keep
yes, and
singing it,
all
Lady
that
Casey.
where you can hit Mr. Nelson Curry, the song Survival by the Sugar Shack man himself, Mr. Nelson Curry. I want to remind you guys, you can also hear him if you download the G75 app. You can hear him on Love 103.7 for the Sugar Shack man.
All right.
It is just so amazing. It is funny and it is fun. It is great music. You can get him every Saturday from 6 to 7 on love1037.com or the G75 app, the Go Tell group, which you can also catch me on Saturday evenings from 3 to 6 and on Sundays for your Soulful Sunday weekend check-in, baby, from 12 to 6. And you get a lot of great old music, getting you out of church, just having you a great time, going into some Southern Soul and then going into some coming up to updated music and just nice, smooth stuff, great stuff for your Sundays as well. Okay, get y'all something
All
else to
right.
do.
And we will make
Nice.
sure next week to have that up there so that you guys can get the app and you can tune into that. Now, I would like to say before we go any further, those of you who are here, please click the like button. Please click the like button. And also, if you have not, please go over and subscribe to Lady KC's YouTube channel. That's at Lady KC290. Go over to her channel. Make sure that you subscribe to her channel as well, because you never know where you may see it. Karen, you take it down. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know. So just go over and subscribe to her. Make sure that you do like and share this video, and we do thank you for it. Now on to the next current event. Wow. Tory Lanez got 10 years for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Now, I remember when that happened, but I must say, I'm a little bit shocked that he got 10 years. Maybe I don't know the whole story. Either one of you ladies know the full story on that? Why he got such a stiff sentence?
Well,
I
one
have
thing
no idea.
you have to consider the state that he was in.
Yeah.
And you also have to consider, we get longer time. Our sentences are stiffer.
Right.
And
like I say, that was a while ago. So I'm not quite sure exactly what happened. I know he shot her in the foot. They were sitting in the car. He shot her in the foot because it showed her out hopping around or whatever. But I just looking at it, just glazing at it. I personally thought it was a little overboard. 10 years,
it was steep.
So
that's steep.
Yeah, it's pretty steep.
Was the gun he used registered? You got to look at all those factors. Was it registered? Did he do it on purpose? You know what I mean?
That is something to think about.
Well, it kind of sort of seemed like it was.
I know you know about it. I know you know about it. JC, you do too. So his gun probably was not. I'm gonna guess not registered. I don't know.
Was he a prior felon?
No, not that I am aware of. I don't think he was a prior felon. I don't know. I do know that he is a Canadian. So I don't know. I don't know. And I must admit that I was a little bit distracted to really go into the details of that, because I was distracted this week, of course, with my bestie. And I was a little bit distracted about the little Aquaman. Y'all know about that.
Oh,
Alabama
man.
Riverfront Brawl.
That is definitely coming up next.
What?
Next, let's wrap up Mr. Tory Lanez and Miss Megan Thee Stallion. To my understanding, there was a lot going on. He had people to come in to represent how great of a father he was and how, good of a person he was. But there was alcohol involved. And, he probably was not, the person that he should have been at the time. It did have something to do with him shooting at her feet to try to make her dance. And, when mixing up the alcohol and you trying to do too much, then therefore, things just kind of go to the left. He did apologize. And he accepted the responsibility.
Okay.
Of his wrongdoing in that situation. So,
well, that's what counts, that he did accept responsibility.
Yeah, go in there with your head hung high and get out of there early on good behavior.
Yeah.
And maybe he can. I really hope he can, because Tory Lanez have a lot of fans. He's a great artist, I understand. So I really do hope that he and Megan Thee Stallion can squash things and she can forgive him now. I don't know if you can come apologizing to me if you shooting at my foot trying to make me dance.
Right.
I need my feet to walk with. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I need my feet to walk with.
Just don't come shooting at my foot talking about making me dance. Just ask me to
my feet to walk with, man. Don't be shooting underneath those. I need all my toes. I need both my knees, both my ankles on both sides of my feet.
That's almost like a form of torture, though. To make somebody dance while you shooting at their feet. Oh my goodness.
Right. Yeah. But y'all, we've got to get into this Alabama Riverfront Brawl.
Yes, let's
what now? The first and foremost, I want to pay homage to Aaron. Notice the name, Aaron. Sounds like Karen, right? Aaron Aquaman Rudolph. Y'all, when I saw that young man swimming across there, he was on a mission. And he just simply stated he was doing what he was trained to do. He was going over
Mm-hmm.
to help a fellow crew member. From my understanding, one of the security guards told a boat owner that he had to move his boat. They didn't want to move the boat, and things got heated. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm.
Things got heated. Now, Karen has a little interesting information concerning the grounds that they were on. You want to
Yeah.
enlighten us on that?
Well, you guys do know that the Montgomery Riverfront, there's some history behind that. And one of wonderful friend that I was speaking with last night, her daughter asked her, she said, Mom, why do you think it just kind of happened like that? And so she says, well, what happened, baby, was all the ancestors come up out of the water and they all
Oh.
decided to try. Other people went into those other people's bodies and spirits and went into them to help that dock worker, because there is a place to where slaves were sold
Mm.
I
right
believe
there
it.
on that.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So when that young
Mm-hmm.
man, Aquaman, jumped in that water, that was some of them ancestors giving him the strength
Honey,
to get
that was
over
them
the water.
ancestors getting into him. Because when I
Mm-hmm.
tell you,
Mm-hmm.
like
And to
Michael
believe he was
Phelps,
only
Michael who?
16. He was only
Yes,
16. He need to be in
yes,
somebody's Olympics. He needs to, because he can swim.
Mm-hmm.
yes. He
Mm-hmm.
got over that. He
Angela
got over
says
that.
he actually wasn't security. He was actually the co-captain of the boat that was trying to dock. He used a smaller boat to go to the dock.
Mm.
So the man who was on camera wasn't security. He was the co-captain. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Angelia, for clearing that up for us. Because
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was part of the security. I knew, however, that he was part of something, at the riverfront. So thank you. Thank you for clearing that up.
And they're not charging them, the ones that they arrested, they're not charging any kind of racial incident, because they said right before he did that to that guy, they got ignorant with a Caucasian person as well. So,
Right. And
mm-hmm,
even during the brawl, I saw it, and you had the Caucasian crew workers who were actually there trying to help defend what are
mm-hmm,
trying to diffuse the situation. I put it that way.
yeah.
They was trying to diffuse the situation, including the white chair. I'm sorry. I had to. I'm
You had to
sorry.
put
I'm
that in there,
sorry.
didn't you?
I had to do it. I had to do it. I'm sorry, y'all, but y'all saw that white chair.
That chair had some fun.
That chair had
Mm-mm-mm.
some fun. Now, last thing I heard, they was trying to find the chair bandit. They said they called him the white chair bandit. So they were looking for the white chair bandit. The last thing I heard, Karen, stop. I'm trying not to laugh about the situation, y'all. I'm trying my best not to laugh about the situation. But y'all will notice in the background, yeah, that's a white chair. I'm sorry, I'm human, okay? I had to put the other guest up there. I mean, I tried to get the white chair to come on, but he said his ass was tired
He was
from all that
tired.
knocking around he had to
I
do.
don't blame him. That
And,
was a
and
I'm
he
lot.
just
said
gonna.
that Walmart said they gonna stop selling white chairs.
No,
Oh
no, no.
my God.
I'm gonna get me one. I'm gonna get me one for two reasons. One, I'm gonna put one in my car, so I can just have one when I need one. And then I'm gonna use the
That's
other one
the
for exercise purpose. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my exercise.
Work them
One,
arms. Work them
period.
arms. Oh
oh
my
my God.
goodness.
So
Mm,
y'all
mm,
go on and get
mm.
your white chairs now before they sell them all
Before
out.
they sold out.
Because I'm quite sure that people are getting white chairs in lieu of
Oh,
guns. Now, I'm going to get me a white chair. You know what? I got everything else in my car. I'm getting me a white chair. And I'm going to
it
put it right
worked.
up front so they can see I am strapped.
Yeah.
Okay? Uh, they
That would
going to
be
see that
strapped.
I'm
Yeah, like
strapped with my
sitting in the
white
front
chair.
seat. It's gonna be sitting in the
Uh-huh.
front.
Oh, yeah.
It will not be
Put it
concealed.
right
I
in the front
promise you, it
seat.
will not be concealed. I want you to see this chair sitting in here.
Right,
Yes,
like don't mess with me. Don't mess with me, cause I got white chair riding right beside me.
it's right there.
So,
Right.
White chair
but
riding
prayers
shotgun.
to that town, y'all. I mean that was awful. The situation itself was
Mm-hmm.
an awful thing, and I know at the time, prayers for the lady who got hit on the head. Lord Jesus,
Ooh,
he
And it
didn't
was
have to hit
it,
the
oh,
lady that hard.
it was something that could have been so avoided with just a simple moving of the boat. That was
Just a
just so
simple moving.
unnecessary. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
I'm
said
more than
Walmart
certain
from
that alcohol.
14.99 to 39.99.
I told y'all you better go on and get your chairs now. But
No,
yeah,
go buy some stocks. Go buy some stocks.
stocks and white chairs.
No, we gonna buy some
That's
stock
right.
in the white.
Uh-huh.
Stocks and white
Just
chairs.
some white chairs.
But
Do your best.
yeah, that could have all went so differently, but I'm more than certain that alcohol played a part
Yeah.
and the boat owner that wanted to be entitled and not move that
Right.
boat. Oh, you get to
Yeah.
having fun, you get to drinking, and you allow Satan to get in your way. And
Right.
But
that
then
Mm-hmm.
day Satan had
the boat owner was trying to act like a little Karen, had a little Karen in him that day.
no, he wasn't acting like no Karen because we do not act like that. We do. He was not acting like a Karen, but guess what? He
Woo.
met an Aaron. I'm saying
That's a good one.
Met up with an Aaron.
he met up with an Aaron. Because you know what? Those Aaron's, Karens, we just keep it right. And that young man, I do again. Shout outs
Yeah.
to the young man, Aaron Rudolph, only
Aaron,
16 years old. And he saw that
Aquaman.
they needed his help. And he swam over there. That little
Yes,
boy
he
jumped off
did.
that boat and he swam over there and he did what he thought that he should do, which was come to the rescue, to the aid of his co-workers. So shout out to him.
Yes.
He said, people are like sending him money to buy him
Oh,
more boots. He's
wow.
telling people that they don't have to do that he's got boots, to
Oh,
stop sending him money. But he has become an overnight celebrity. And I know it was not his intentions, but those are the favors that God shone upon him for doing something great.
I was just going to say that when you do something right, God always sees it.
God is
Always.
going to always see it, and God is going to always make it great. So even though those were not his intentions, you know
Right.
what? He has become an overnight celebrity. And if anybody can find him, you find him. If him and his girlfriend break up, I got a girlfriend for him, 16-year-old India Green. She's so pretty little thing.
You trying to
So
get your niece away?
honey, what I told India last night, I said, baby, that's your
Aaron,
husband. We're gonna
Aquaman.
find him. That's gonna be your husband. Y'all are both 16, honey. We're gonna find him. That's gonna be your man. So y'all, we just had to bring that up, the current events. I mean, there was no way that we could not look at the situation. And the point that it was on former slave ground, I do think that had something to do with that young man swimming. I mean, because y'all know we got strong roots with our ancestors
Mm-hmm.
and we are
Yep.
strong believers. So I
And to
really do.
swim like that and then get
I,
out of the water and still have the energy to defend your people, that was
exactly.
something extraordinary.
I know
Yeah,
his
it really
parents are
was.
so proud of him. He seems to be a very, very nice young man. I wouldn't be surprised to see the young man in the Olympics or something. I'm just gonna be
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, about
Mm-hmm.
four more years or so. I wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
surprised to see him in the Olympics because anybody who
Yeah.
saw him swim,
Yeah.
they need to be getting him and training him
Mm-hmm.
for the
They
USA
do.
because we need
Yeah.
him
If
in the
not,
USA.
if not, then we're gonna put him in the Karen swimming to whoop your ass Hall of Fame.
Karen, we gonna get Aaron, okay?
Right.
You
Your
put him
personal
in the
bodyguard.
to whoop your
Exactly.
ass Hall of Fame. We
So once
totally
again, if we
commend.
have anyone interviewers that we do not see on screen, welcome and thank you for viewing. If you could just leave us a like, we much appreciate it. And again, want to give you a second. Ebony, you want to make sure that your mom has the link. I want to make sure that they come on. Maybe we can play some of Nelson's song, Karen, and let's try to
Absolutely.
get the link out because we are getting down to the part to where I really want to make sure that our mom is on here. So we're gonna listen to Survive by Nelson Jetman Curry. And y'all can go on Nelson's page. It's YouTube. Turn it up a little bit, Karen.
Never silver spoon. But we'll keep on reaching up high. Till we can't reach no more, till we touch the sky. And we'll keep on open, praying for you.
And as y'all listen to it,
until we make it through.
We're about to get into one powerful segment. Let me sing it to Nelson. Look, let me sing it to Nelson.
We're gonna win before too long. Survive.
I ain't told him I was gonna send it to him.
We're gonna fight this thing together. I never let you fight alone. Hold on. We've cried a million raindrops, yeah, inside a thunderstorm.
And what year you said he made this song, Karen?
Like
2013.
Wow.
Look
It's
in your
about to take off now,
eyes.
though.
The way
Isn't
you
that
stood and
something?
faced it, show strength inside. So I'll keep on searching for sure. Until we reach our goal, till we find a cure. And I'll keep on open, praying for you. Until we make it through. Survive, live strong. We're gonna fight this thing together. We're gonna win before too long. Survive, live strong. We're gonna fight this thing together. I'll never let you fight alone. See, maybe it's time. We spread our wings and fly so high. Maybe it's time to fly, to fly. Survive, live strong. We're gonna fight this thing together. We're gonna win before too long. Survive, live strong. We're gonna fight through this together. I'll never let you fight alone. Survive.
All right. And we are into the Spread Your Wings segment with Karen D. I am so pleased that tonight my special guest is my bestie of 17 years, I think it is.
Wow,
Oh my
yeah.
God. And
How
we
time
have
flies.
been friends ever since and to give you a little history about our friendship, we became friends as instructor student.
Yeah.
Ebony was a student that came to a clinic that I was working at the time. I was the head x-ray technician, and she was my student. And out of all of the students that came through, and I had quite a few of them to come
Yeah.
through. Ebony and we became close, and we have remained close. They
Yeah.
have moved to a different state. We remained close. They came back to Georgia. We were even closer. And they moved away. I got mad with Jason. He didn't know I was planning to kill him,
Yeah.
but I forgave my brother-in-law. I forgave my brother-in-law because he had to do what was best for his family, and it was a move of a lifetime for them. They are doing
Mhm.
great, living in the Sunshine State of Florida, beautiful home, three beautiful kids. The oldest is a doctor. Our little Jamie
Yes.
is a doctor. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yes. Yes.
And then my little mustard seed, I always call little Jason, my mustard seed because I informed Ebony that she was pregnant with him.
Yeah. Sure
Yeah,
did. I didn't believe her. I
she
was
did
like,
not believe me.
man.
But even then, the spirit would speak to me, and spirit had told me that she was pregnant. And that particular day, I told her, I said, "You're not taking any X-rays today." I said, "You're not going to even stand in this room." I said, "You go
Mm-hmm.
out of this room. When you get off, you go and get your pregnancy test, and you call me and give me the good news."
Yeah.
Lo and
Lo and
behold,
behold.
lo and behold, and that was after trying for what, like 10 years,
10
Ebony.
years. Yeah.
She had been trying for 10 years, so that's why she didn't think she was pregnant. But spirit
Mm-hmm.
had shown to me that my little mustard seed was inside of her, and I wasn't about to let anything happen to my baby.
Right.
So that day I kept her out of the x-ray room, but we have remained friends. And then she had little Justice on my
Mm-hmm.
son's birthday and on Karen's
Yeah.
birthday, December the
Yeah.
23rd. Alex called her the birthday stealer. She had she had little Justice on December the 24th, 23rd.
Yeah.
What year was Justice born?
2011.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
And y'all had to come up to the hospital and get little Jay.
Yeah, because he came and stayed the night with us. And we
Yeah.
had well, Alex said we'll just do pizza. And he
Yeah.
understood about Auntie Ebony having to give birth to his little god sister. So
Yeah.
all was well, and we have done nothing but get closer and closer. When my mom passed away, this lady right here packed up her kids, and she was homeschooling at the time, packed her kids up, drove to Georgia, and she stayed until after everything was done. So she stayed about 4 days, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
My mind was such a blank then, but she stayed and held my hand through it all. She was right there. She did not let me go. The same as when my father passed away. She was not able to get here, but she was there every single day, just about all day, on the phone with me. Sometime when I couldn't get
Mm-hmm.
him to take his medicine, I would put Ebony on speaker, and he would take it for Ebony. He wouldn't
Yeah.
take it for me.
Pops.
but,
Well,
but
it's
he would
always
take
somebody
it
else
for
that can make them
Ebony.
do it.
Right. Uh-huh.
Right. So anytime he didn't want to do it, I just call Ebony up and get Ebony on speaker, and Ebony would talk Pops through it. And
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, Ebony and I would just have this bond that I don't ever see being broken.
Me
I really
either.
don't ever,
Mm-mm.
ever see this bond being broken. No amount of trauma that we have ever been through has ever made it break, has even weakened it
Mm-mm.
whatsoever.
Made it
Um,
stronger.
it made it stronger. Doing coming up to my birthday, Penny was going to join us for the birthday celebration. Well, my friend Penny was diagnosed with kidney cancer, and she
Yeah.
wasn't able to join us. That was in February. And
Mm-hmm.
May 14th, on Mother's Day, I lost my friend Penny. She
Mm-hmm.
lost the battle. 2 days later,
God rest her soul.
2 days later, this one right here, because she was checking on me every single day, checking on Penny. We're talking, and it's late at night, 11 something, and she's like, I haven't got my results for my mammogram. Let me check on it. And I said, well, Ebony, no news is good news. Because it had been, what, about 3 weeks, Ebony? With
Um,
two,
yeah, about two. Mm-hmm.
about 2 weeks. And
Yeah.
with the loss of Penny, we just hadn't even thought about, she had not went back. So I said, well,
Mm-hmm.
Ebony, no news is good news. Well, lo and behold, as she's reading it, I hear her catch her breath.
Mm-hmm.
And the news was not what I thought it would be.
Me either.
Ebony, can you? Okay, and we're gonna be strong doing this, y'all. I promise y'all. We talked today,
We
and
did.
we have gotten through so much. But at that moment was a power struck for the both of us. Um, can you tell us what you felt that night?
It was crazy. My heart just felt like it stopped beating. Like I just seen my life flash before my eyes, you know?
Right.
It's
And
some news you never ever want to hear because it's almost like me. I never
right,
thought that would happen to me. You hear stories and it was mind blowing. It was
it
mind
was
blowing. And I didn't know how to react. So I had to get off the phone with you and I called Jason into the room. I told him, and then I said, I gotta call somebody who's gonna give me some understanding because it's late at night. I don't know what to do. So I
right.
was going through what you call I had a whole health counselor, and she was the one who, when I had surgery, would do little breathing exercises with me and all kinds of stuff. So I said, let me call her. I called her, and it was a godsend. I mean, she's a nurse, so she knew exactly what to say. She knew exactly how to calm me down. She let me cry it out. She was, and she said it just so happened she normally don't answer her work phone that late at night, but she was driving somewhere and said, "Oh, this is Ebony. Why is she calling me so late? Something must be wrong with Jason." That's what she thought. So when
Mm-hmm.
she answered and I told her, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's crazy
Wow.
because just 4 months before that, I had a mammogram in
Mm-hmm.
October, and it came back perfectly normal.
Yeah. Because Ebony found her own lump, by the way,
hmm
in October. She found it herself, and she told me, she said, I have a lump in my breast. And
hmm
she went and had it checked out. And like she said, it was normal. I mean,
Yeah,
they didn't see anything.
yeah. And I went through the process. They did another mammogram. They did an ultrasound. From the ultrasound, they did an MRI. The MRI showed the more detailed picture. And
Mm-hmm.
from the mammogram to the MRI, that was a couple of months just to get the appointments, to get in there and get that done. Then to wait on the results of the MRI, that took another 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had to do a biopsy after that, which took
Wow.
another 2 weeks to get those results. And when the results came back, they biopsied 4 sections. Two came back positive for ductal carcinoma in situ, which means it's cancer of the milk ducts that's in a cocoon, which means it's non-invasive. It's not spreading as of now. At
Mm-hmm.
any point, it can if it's not taken care of right away. Um,
Right.
So after talking with the doctors and deciding what to do, they thought about doing a lumpectomy, which is where they just take the lumps out. But
Mm-hmm.
because the area is big, bigger than, it's a decent size, it would leave
Mm-hmm.
my breast severely deformed. So
Right.
I went ahead and said, well, let's do the mastectomy. Um, I have a greater chance of it not coming back. Not saying that it won't, but it gives me a greater chance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they also do a test now. It's a gene test to see if it's a part of my genes.
Right.
Nobody in my family has ever had breast cancer on my mother's side or my father's side, and it's not in my genes.
Mm.
Wow.
So, being that it's not in my genes, lets them know that it's highly unlikely that it will go to the other breast. So, that's why I'm
Oh,
only getting a single mastectomy.
got you. Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
And as I said, Ebony, I've been on this journey with her since day one, since she found out. We've cried together, we've prayed together, and we've prayed even harder together. And through this, we both have become more spiritual.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
we have both became closer to source, to God,
Hmm.
because in situations like this, what can you do
Right.
except for to go to God? But I kept telling her, I said, Ebony, he's using you as a warrior. I
Hmm.
said, because he know my wimpy ass couldn't have took it. I mean, you know, so I truly think that he chose Ebony to be the front runner for this, so that she can pave the way for so many out there who are going through a similar situation, or if we happen to come upon a situation. Because I still, the thought of thinking that I could hear about it, it scares me, and I
Hmm.
have to be honest and say that just the
Hmm.
thought of if I was ever told that I had any form of cancer, it
Hmm.
really does scare me.
And it's
Now,
funny because I was so scared and so traumatized that I couldn't stop crying. And I had to call on God. He had to give me the strength to stop crying and to get stronger. Because if not, I would have been a mess. I
mm,
didn't want my kids to see me go through heartache and pain like that.
right,
So I'm
right,
like, God, you got to give me the strength. I got to be around for my kids. I got a
mm,
husband, you know?
mm, right,
And I cry because I know that God has my back. I've had to really, really trust in Him like I have never before.
mm,
And He's answered every single step of the way so far.
mm,
Every single step of the way. I'm getting messages just out of nowhere, and I'm sure that He could have been speaking to me before and I wasn't listening, or I wasn't
mhm,
trying to hear it, but I hear him loud and clear now everywhere
mm,
I turn. Every morning I wake up before my feet hit the ground, I hear him. I get
mm,
messages from Karen every morning, and it's a prayer to give me strength to get out of the bed and do what I have to do every day. And I thank you,
mhm,
Karen, for that, because that means a lot. That means a lot. And when I can wake up with a smile on my face and say, I got this, I got this. And it said,
right,
and I've been, I did a fast, y'all. After I found out, I could have been had surgery already. But I told the
mhm,
doctor, I said, I want to cleanse my body first. I have to.
mhm,
Um, there's no guarantee that it'll help, but I'm going to try anyway. I went to see a
That's what you.
holistic doctor. I did a
mhm,
24-day cleanse. The first 14 days, I ate nothing but raw fruit and raw vegetables and water. I lost
mhm,
10 pounds. Then for the next 10 days, I got to eat cooked vegetables, beans, black rice, brown rice, cassava, all natural things.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor tried to say, well, I don't think it'll make a difference, but if that's what you want to do, I really had to convince him. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what I want to do. So in the midst of all that, I said, afterwards, I said, can you check to see if it made any changes? Because I could still feel it in there, but I said, can you check to see? So he measured it again. He said, you know what? It actually shrunk. I
Mm-hmm.
was shocked.
Mhm. Look at
So I
God.
said, exactly. Because he
Mm-hmm.
said, well, I'm a doctor and I've been doing this for years. And I said, but I know a doctor that's higher than that,
Mm.
you know?
Mm.
Oh,
So
okay.
whatever it is, yeah,
Mm.
I had to tell him. I had to keep it real. I'm
Wow.
like, so this is what I'm gonna do.
Wow.
And so yeah, I did
That's
that.
what I'm gonna do.
And I said, even though it did not disappear, my body is healthier to go through what I'm getting ready to go through. It'll be a less chance I have infection. It'll be, I'll be able to heal a whole lot faster. And I've
Mm-hmm.
continued to eat that way because a lot of
Right.
people don't know food plays a major part in our health. I'm not saying that's what
Oh,
caused the breast cancer because they don't even know what causes breast cancer because you could be doing everything right and still get it. But
Exactly.
yeah, I'm ready. I got to go through 3 surgeries. The first one is the actual mastectomy where they're going to remove the tissue of the breast. They're going to leave the skin. The second one, they're going to put in an expander, which expands the skin um, so that it makes room for the silicone that's going to go in there. So that'll be
Mm-hmm.
the third surgery, inserting the silicone and then lifting the other side to match. So I'm going to get some nice perky ones
Yes, she
at
is. That's
least.
what I told her. I said, girl, at least you get to get some perky breast.
Right, right.
So
But God
with
is
that
good.
process, how
God
long
is good.
is that entire process expected to last?
Well, it depends on healing because they can't do the second one till you heal from the first one. And the
Okay.
first one can take 2 to 4 weeks. Um, and then after that, depending on the second one, will depend on the third one.
Right.
Some women now can get it the minute they get the tissue taken out, they can get silicone put right in. But see,
Mm,
when they take the breast tissue out, the VA, which is who I'm getting it done through, they want to wait
yeah,
because they have to send that tissue off to the lab to see if there's any
yeah,
more detection anywhere
yeah.
else, and I may need radiation at that point. And if I do need radiation or something, then you can't have silicone in there or an expander in there. It won't take.
Right,
Right.
But as
Right.
of
right.
now, I don't need, once they do the mastectomy, I won't need any radiation or any chemotherapy.
That's right.
That's
Now,
that's awesome.
during this time, thank you, Aunt Angelia. And Angelia said God knew she needed you at that moment because what's the chances of y'all being on the phone as she read her results? You're right, Angelia. I
Right.
mean, that in itself was wow. That we just happened
Mm-hmm.
to be talking on the phone. It was after 11, and we
Yep.
were on the phone as she read those results. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that I was much help to her, Angelia, because hell, I was in so much shock myself
Yeah.
because as a best friend, I had lost one friend just 2 days earlier.
Right.
Had just lost her. I'm still hurt over that. Um, it, Ebony can tell you, Penny and I were extremely close. So
Yep.
2 days after that, and then I hear my other best friend. At one point I had to pray not to make it about me. I said, Lord, I know this is not about me, but why is all of this happening around me? I felt like
Mm-hmm.
I was under attack.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I had to start fighting with prayers, which I do every morning anyway. And
Mm-hmm.
I knew in order I didn't have the strength to give Ebony. So the way I could give her the strength was to give her prayers. pass on
Mm-hmm.
the prayers that strengthened me. Because by this
Mm-hmm.
point, I was having to pile on even more prayers. I'm telling y'all think little Aaron was swimming in that water in that river. I swim every day in prayer because I
Yep.
have to. That's the only way
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
I can make it through is to swim in prayer.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh,
Ebony,
Mm-hmm.
you, like I say, you have been such a warrior in this, and I have seen your broken moments. But trust me, it was very, very short compared to the impact of others. I don't know if you can share with the audience what you shared with me about what Ebony has joined a lot of support groups. So she's met a lot of sisterhoods in those groups. But it was one where you told me
yes.
about this surgeon,
Oh
how
yes.
yes,
Yes, there was a
how it impacted
surgeon.
her.
See, a lot of people. I'm a part of a Facebook group, and it's women with breast cancer. They range from 26 all the way up to 66, and it's mind blowing. But I got an email from my neighbor across the street. She's a breast cancer survivor,
Mm-hmm.
and she knows everything about it. So for me, it was real comforting to even know her at this time in my
Mm-hmm.
life, you know. But she sent
Someone
me
so
an
close.
email, and it was a story about this surgeon. She was a breast cancer reconstructive surgeon. She did breast cancer surgeries every day. And then one day she found out she had breast cancer. So
Mm.
she said it was different being a patient than being the surgeon, because now
Mm-hmm.
everything that she told these women as far as what they're going to go through, um, some of the scarring they're going to have, all these things, it was just repeated over and over. So it was normal to her. But then to look at herself and have to go through the surgery and have to do everything she was telling these patients that they had to do, she actually quit her job. She couldn't
Mm.
no more. She couldn't
See.
face the fact that all these years she had been telling women these things, but not realizing how it truly, truly affected them until it
Yeah.
happened to her. She lost her marriage because she didn't think she was beautiful anymore,
Mm.
because of her scarring. She got PTSD, but she did become a
Mm-hmm.
counselor for women with breast cancer,
Oh, good.
um, to really explain, because since she's been through it now, she can really tell it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And not just tell them the book side of it,
Right,
Right.
right.
mhm,
I see what Angelia was telling me that her bestie also has traveled that journey. So she's been
mm,
on the side that I'm on, where where you're trying to be there for them as a bestie. As I said, there were days I didn't know what to say. I would get
mhm,
up every morning and ask God, give me something to tell my friend, because I knew she was hurt. I knew she was afraid. And
mhm.
I felt helpless.
You know what's
I
funny?
felt
You said all the
completely,
right things. I don't know whether you knew it or not, but you
I,
always said all the right things.
I felt
It's what's
completely
in here.
helpless. I mean, I just
Mhm.
felt like I was no good to her. So I said, God, you got to take over here because I'm no good to her. She needs
Mhm.
you. So,
Mhm.
as if I wasn't close enough to him already, that
Right.
pushed me even closer to him.
Mhm. Mhm.
During that time, I couldn't travel down there. I wanted to go that weekend, but it just so happened that because my friend here, my beautiful sister, Cassandra Stewart, it just so happened that we had filming that weekend for the prequel that we were filming. So it was like when things of this nature come up, we have things thrown in our path to also test us even further. So I
Right.
had to go and
It's
audition
okay.
during that time, hurting on top of that. Like, God, you got to
Mhm.
give me strength to audition. I just don't know if I can even get this part. But I knew I had to
Mhm.
keep on going and keep on fighting and keep on
Mm-hmm.
praying and sending prayers to my bestie. And when I
Right.
tell you that God got us through and getting us through,
Yes.
because we are still getting through. And through the
Mm-hmm.
midst of it, I met this one right here, Cassandra Stewart, because there were days when she had to hold my hand and she held me strong. And I had to
Mm-hmm.
call on this one up here. I had to call Lady KC. She had to keep me strong. So I
Mm-hmm.
had to depend on others to keep me strong so that I could be strong enough for my bestie and to fight
Mm-hmm.
with her. But
And you know what's funny? I'm gonna take you to church real quick because
come on,
Holy
girl.
Spirit,
in
Holy
studying,
Spirit.
yes, yes,
Come
in
on, girl. Come
studying the
on with it.
word and the Bible, I've learned that he allows things to happen so that he can show up and show out. So he can show everybody what he's capable of
That's
and
right.
to get you to trust and believe him. Because there's some people
Exactly.
that say, oh, no, that ain't going to happen. But I've seen miracles, especially in you, Karen. I've seen it in you. I've seen it in my mom with all the things that she's gone through. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
it. So I
Mm-hmm.
know. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And whatever the reason is for me having this, I know it's to
Yeah,
do something greater and to be something better. You
That's
know,
right.
yeah,
it's
That's
not the
right.
end. This is just the beginning and it's transforming me.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Transformation. And like you say, God will break you to
Mm-hmm.
make you.
Yeah.
And a friend and I was talking last night actually, and those were his very words is I think God broke me to remake me because
Mm-hmm.
he has become more spiritual. He has
Mm-hmm.
came to trust in God more. You know what I'm saying? Because of
Mm-hmm.
thing issues that he's going through. I mean, God will break you because
He
when I
sure
tell you,
will.
I have been nothing but broken ever since 2011, January 2011. As a matter of fact, when my sister was diagnosed with endocrine, neuroendocrine cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And when the doctor told me what she had, I knew right away that I was not going to have her the next year. Then
Mm-hmm.
I had to break the news to my parents, her children. I had to break the news to everybody, but I had to gain the strength myself. I never forget driving from the hospital that night, pulling off to the side of the road. It was about 11:30. I pulled over to the side of the road into the parking lot of Wife Savers and got out that car and just I was laying on the ground crying because I knew I wasn't gonna have my sister another year. And I knew I had to tell my parents, you're not gonna have your child next year this time. I had to
Mm-hmm.
tell her children, we're not gonna have her. So he started breaking me in the parking lot. And I was broken and could not get up. I don't know how long I laid in that parking lot crying. And somehow I was able to get up. And I got up. And my life has been a blur. I'm not going to lie. Ever since that night, my life has been a blur. Because, as I said, I knew I wasn't going to have my sister. And I didn't. And right after she passed away, it wasn't 2 weeks later, my mom suffered a heart attack and she became bedbound. So I had to take care of her for 3 years at home, for 3 years nursing home. And she passed away in 2018. By the time she passed away, my father had went blind. So then I
Mm-hmm.
had to begin to care for my father. By then, my marriage had suffered because my
Mm-hmm.
marriage could not withstand everything that was going on in my life. So by then, I was taking care of my dad, but I also lost my marriage in the process of all of that. But through it all, I had this one right here to hold me up and to keep me strong because I don't know what I would have done without Ebony, because that I had nobody. I mean, I had my family, but I had nobody, because I had
Mm-hmm.
to be their strength.
Yep.
I had to be
Yep.
their strength. So I
Mm-hmm.
had to get strength. And I thank
Mm-hmm.
you, Ebony, for being there for me through
It's the God in
all
me.
of that, girl.
I had to make you laugh. It's the
Exactly.
God in me.
Exactly. But through it all, God has made me a stronger person. I am able, I am not immune to pain. I'm not. I've been accused of being cold hearted and everything, but it's not cold hearted at all. It's just I've learned to find peace within pain.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's all you can do in situations like that, is find peace within your pain. And not everybody is going to understand it. And not everybody
Yeah.
is going to be able to accept it. But I learned to walk away to those that cannot accept it, because
Mm-hmm.
it's not fair of me to force you to accept what is happening to me, because this is happening
Mm-hmm.
to us. Your individuality is happening to you to build you.
Mm-hmm.
Mine happened to rebuild me. Karen happened to. So everybody, when you're going through these times, these torturous times, when it seemed like Satan just won't leave you alone, I'm going to tell y'all, like I tell, my favorite thing has been to tell people, when you're going through so many different things, so many people, so many situations, everything is coming at you at one time. Babies, stop looking at the situations individually. Stop looking at the people individually. Just stop. Stay still and pray, because it's
Mm-hmm.
one spirit that is attacking you. But if you
Mm-hmm.
split yourself up looking at this situation, looking at this person like, oh, they're going doing this, oh, this is happening. You splitting yourself up, you're doing exactly what Satan wants you to do. Split yourself up, because then you cannot fight. But when you focus on that one little spirit causing all of this
Commotion.
commotion, it ain't nothing but one little bully, just one little spirit. Focus on that spirit and you pray that spirit off. And God gonna give you the strength to do it. Ebony, I am so proud of you. And
Thank
you have
you.
been such an inspiration to me, just to watch how you have handled things. Your kids didn't even know for days, but
Months.
for months, you just carried on, still homeschooling and everything, and they
Yeah.
did not even know. So, Queen,
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for sharing your story with us. I
Absolutely.
pray that this podcast, that this episode will be able to help someone somewhere else one day.
Yes.
Um, Nelson Curry song. Thank you, Nelson Curry, for, that was another thing. Nelson having this song. I thought about that song when I did the slide. That Nelson had sent that song, had let me hear that song years ago. And I thought about it. I said, let me ask Nelson if we can use his song. And that song right there, Survive, that song should be the anthem for every female, every person out there fighting any type of cancer, fighting
Mm-hmm.
anything. Survive and be
Anything.
strong and fight
Mm-hmm.
this thing together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
And it's funny,
woo,
that song came out the first year I did a breast cancer walk.
that's right. I was going through the different pictures to pull the slides together to make, and
Yeah.
Ebony had went to her first breast cancer, her Miracle Mile walk in Augusta, and it was in the year 2013. So I asked
Mm-hmm.
Nelson yesterday. I said, Nelson, how long has it been since you made that song? He said, oh, about 10 years ago. I said, so it was 2013. He said, yeah, it was 2013. I said, oh my God. And on
Mm-hmm.
that slide, if y'all look at that slide, I have 2013 on that picture of Ebony with that walk. And I
Yeah,
didn't
Mm-hmm.
know at the time that
notice
I
that.
asked Nelson that he had made that song in 2013. So I think God had Nelson to make that song for you back then because he was planning. That goes to show how God work, y'all. That
Right.
goes to show when
He was
God have
preparing
his
me for this
plans
a
in
long
motion,
time ago. Yep.
he is always preparing you. So
Yeah.
anytime we're going through something, don't take it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take it for granted because it's just preparation. It's
And you gotta
preparation.
trust him. If you trust him and let it go, he will do the rest.
He will
You
do the
have to
rest.
really trust him. He will do the rest. So I
Mm.
just, I'm praying that the doctors will, God will cover the doctors as they operate on me.
Oh yeah, we
I
covered.
pray that maybe one day I'll look up and they say, oh, we can't find it. Ain't nothing there. But there's only one
There's
person who can make that happen. And that's my heavenly Father.
There's
Yeah.
Nelson Curry, y'all. He's in the house.
Hey,
He said, "You are
Nelson.
welcome."
I
Nelson,
love that
I'm telling
song.
you, that
That's my
song
new
is
anthem.
that's her new anthem. That song is beautiful, Nelson. It is absolutely beautiful. And maybe it took something like this to pull that song up to the forefront. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it
Mm-hmm.
took something like this, but I truly believe that God prepared him to make that song, that he had him making that song to prepare you for this.
Right. Right. Yeah. Lady
Yes.
Casey, you got any questions for me?
Be still and know that I am your God. Psalm
Yes.
46:10.
Yes. Well, darling, no, because I know you've been asked a lot of questions. I just want to pour encouragement and prayer and blessings, and you're going to be all right. We're
Thank
here for
you.
you, and you're gonna be all right. Pour in encouragement and blessings and love and strength.
Thank you.
We're a
Thank you.
phone call away. We're a phone call away, and we thank
I
you so much
receive all of that.
for joining us tonight and coming up, being strong
Absolutely.
enough to share your story. And anytime, you are always welcome. Anytime, just to come in here and kick it with us.
Of
Right. Right.
Open to you.
anytime.
Okay. Hey,
Thank
we
y'all
will
for having
change
me.
the name of it for you. We will change
Karen to
the
Karen
name of it
with
for
Ebony.
you. I already said that once before.
Nelson said, keep fighting and live strong. And Nelson, we are gonna play we're gonna take it out on your song tonight because we're so grateful for this song, and we want
Yeah.
everybody to hear this wonderful, amazing song that my friend Nelson Curry, Shack Man Curry. Y'all know the Shack
Mm-hmm.
Man. This is
Sugar
his
Shack
song.
Man.
That's right, Sugar Shack Man. And
Sugar
Karen gave
Shack
y'all the
Man.
information to hear him on Saturdays, of course. And we're going to get him on the show as a guest. Nelson, I'm calling you out right now. You're going to be called on the show to be a guest
You're
because Lady
next,
Casey already done
Nelson.
said I'm getting some neo soul artists in here. So,
Awesome.
Nelson, be prepared
I'll be
and be
tuning
ready.
in for that one.
Exactly.
Yeah, she gonna
So
be in
thank
tune
you
in.
all for joining us, and we're gonna take it out with Nelson's song "Survive" and Bestie. We're gonna stay strong. We're
Thank
gonna
you all
stay
for
strong.
supporting me, the audience. I love y'all, and I will definitely keep y'all posted. Mwah.
We're gonna do
Thank you
an
so.
ending prayer. We're gonna do our song and our prayer.
Yes.
Well, I do the ending prayer. But I would really just like to take it out with this song because that song is so powerful in itself to give words of encouragement. And we thank God that I thank God we've been praising God the whole hour anyway. God know our hearts.
I
And I
told
just
y'all
thank
the
him
Holy Spirit gonna show
for the
up.
Right.
strength. I thank him for the strength that he has given us. I thank him for the strength that he has given Karen and I to continue and to grow on Karen2Karen in such a short
Yes.
time. And we are continuing to grow. I thank all of you guys in the audience for rocking with us. And Angelia, you're always right there, always supporting us on everything we do. My little Kimmy Kim, that's Karen's daughter. I can't say her first name. Say her name for me, Karen.
Her name is Karen2Karen.
Karen2Karen.
That's
Karen2Karen,
pretty.
but I
Oh
call her my
wow.
Kim. She has been with us since day one. Cassandra joined us on show 2. Thank you, San. And y'all don't let this be your last time. And we're just gonna take it out with a thank you to God and take it out with some Survive by Nelson Curry.
I never let you fight alone. Hold on.
Oh no, Karen, you gotta
Yeah.
put some more. We gotta. That's all. You gonna
There
tease
it
us like
is.
that? You gonna tease us? Look, you gonna tease us like that?
No, I'm gonna try to get you the whole song back. Let's go.
Sometimes you have to fight.
There it is.
Sometimes we have to fight together. Yeah. But I'll never let you fight
Absolutely, absolutely, Angelia. Thank you for being here. Good night.
Goodbye, your
Good night, babe.
Love y'all.
Love you.
been in pain too long, honey, you're back. You reached for the stars, fell on the moon. Life ain't been crystal stairs, never silver spoon. But we'll keep on reaching up high, till we can't reach no more, till we touch the sky. And we'll keep on open, praying for you, until we make it through. Survive, live strong. We're gonna fight this thing together. We're gonna win before too long. Survive, live strong. We're gonna fight this thing together. I never let you fight alone. Hold on. We've cried a million raindrops, yeah, inside a thunderstorm.
Thank you, Kim.
It feels so helpless, like a child being born. The thought of it all, the look in your eyes.
Bye-bye, guys.
The way you stood and faced it, show strength and size.
Let's never
So
say
I'll
you fight
keep
and
on
live strong.
searching.
Good night.
Well,
Until
thank you
next
very
week.
much. Karen2Karen. Thank you. Until next time.
Thank you.